Today we are going to go over area going both forwards and backwards. So our first figure is a parallelogram. So remember that the formula for area of a parallelogram is base times height. So our base here is 15 and our height here is 14. So we take 15 times 14 and find our area. And that is 210 feet squared. Remember, if you're typing this in on a computer, it's 210 FT. The caret symbol, which is above the 6, if you're on a standard computer, and then a 2. Number 2, we want to find the base of the parallelogram with an area of 15 inches squared, and we know that the height is 5 inches. So again, remember that your formula for area is base times height. We fill in what we know. We know the area is 15 inches. So put that there for 15. We are looking for our base, so put down a B. And we have our height, it's 5. We're solving for B, so we're going to divide by 5. And B equals 3 inches. Next up, we are looking for the area of the rectangle. Remember that area of a rectangle is base times height. So our base is 9 3/4. Our height is 5.4. So we'd have 9 3/4 times 5.4. Remember, 9 3/4 is the same as 9.75. So we take 9.75 times 5.4, and we get 52.65 units squared. Our next one, we want to find the length and perimeter of our rectangle. Again, remember that the formula for area of a rectangle is base times height. So we have our area, that's 126.5 centimeters squared. And we know our height is 5 3/4, also 5.75 for our height. And we're looking for our base. So base times 5.75. Solving for our base, so divide by 5.75. So we've got 126.5 divided by 5.75 is 22. That is also our length. So then we're going to add up all of our sides to find our perimeter. So 22 plus 22 plus 5 3/4 plus 5 3/4. And we get 55.5 centimeters. Number 5, the area for a square is 81 square centimeters. What is the perimeter of the square? So first off, remember that the formula for area of a square is your side length squared. We know our area is 81, so we're going to plug that in. So 81 equals our s squared. Remember, just like Pythagorean theorem, we're going to take n square root both sides. So we have a side length of 9 units. But we need our perimeter, and we have a square. And remember that square has 4 sides and they all measure the same thing. So 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9. And that gets us 36 centimeters. Our next step, we want to find the perimeter of our rectangle in which the area is 12x feet squared. So remember that the formula for area of a rectangle is base times height. We know our area is 12x. We're looking for our base. We know our height is 6. So we're going to divide both sides by 6, and that gets us 2x equaling our base. Then we're going to take and find our perimeter by adding all of our sides. So 2x plus 2x plus 6 plus 6. And we combine our like terms, and we get 4x plus 12. That is our answer. There was a variable on one of the sides. We didn't have an extra equal sign in there. We weren't solving an equation. We were just finding our perimeter. So our perimeter is 4x plus 12. Next up, we're looking to find the area of a triangle. Remember, the formula for area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. Our base here is 8. Our height here is 6. So we plug in. So our base of 8 times our height of 6 divided by 2. And that gets us 24 meters squared. Number 8, we want to find the base of a triangle in which the height is 9 and the area is 135. So again, remember that the formula for area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. We're going to plug in what we know. So our area is 135 equals, we're looking for our base. We know our height's 9 divided by 2. So we're going to multiply by 2. That gets us 270 equaling our base times 9. Then we're going to divide by 9. And we're going to get 30 for our base. So we've got 30 inches is our base. Next up, we are looking for the area of a trapezoid to the nearest hundredth. So remember the formula for area of a trapezoid is our two bases added together, multiplied by the height, and then divided by 2. So our two bases are 5 3/8 and 7 1/2. Our height is 3 over 2. Now remember that 5 3/8 is equal to 5.375, and that 7 halves is the same as 7.5. And make sure you've got the parentheses, or you do your addition first and then multiply by 3 and then divide by 2. And we get 19 point, rounding to the nearest hundredths, so 19.31 inches squared. Our next one, a trapezoid has an area of 680 inches squared, and the bases are 31 and 49. We want to find the height. So again, remember that your formula for area for a trapezoid is your two bases added together times your height divided by 2. So we're going to plug in our area, 680 equals our two bases added together. We know those, 31 plus 49 times our height, which is what we're looking for, divided by 2. We're going to multiply both sides by 2. And 680 times 2 is 1,360 equals, and we're going to add our parentheses right now. So 31 plus 49 is 80 times our height. And then we are going to divide by 80. And that gives us a height of 17. Number 11, we want to find the area of a rhombus. Remember, the formula for area of a rhombus is your two diagonals multiplied and then divided by 2. So we're going to take our diagonals, 4 times 10x plus 10, and then divide by 2. So we need to distribute. Remember, when you distribute, you have to multiply it to everything in the parentheses. So we have 40x plus 40 over 2. Then we need to divide by 2. And 20x plus 20 inches is our answer. Yes, there is a variable in our answer because we had a variable in one of our dimensions. And our last one, we want to find the diagonal one of the kite in which the area is 96 inches squared. So remember that the formula for area of a kite is the same as the formula for area of a rhombus. So area equals diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 over 2. We know our area is 96. We're looking for diagonal 1. We know diagonal 2 is 16 over 2. Now on this one, I'm not going to divide or multiply by 2. I'm going to just divide 16 by 2. And that gets me 8. So we've got diagonal times 8. And then I'm going to divide by 8. And that gets me 12 for diagonal 1. So 12 inches. I do highly recommend that you make sure that you are writing down your formula first. And if you need to, label what you know, label your diagonals, label your bases, label your height, and then plug in that information into your formula.